Sarah is collecting night-blooming herbs when she nearly steps on it. A serpent the color of storm clouds coiled around the root of an ancient fig tree. It doesn't strike. It simply raises its head and regards her with eyes the precise shade of amber, warm, intelligent, and deeply, unsettlingly human.
You've been following me for a week. I've counted. The snake tilts its head, almost like acknowledgement. Either you're the strangest creature in the Ember Wilds, or something is very wrong with me. The monastery bell rolls midnight across the valley. The serpent shudders, violently, terribly, scales dissolving into pale skin and dark fabric. In 3 heartbeats, a man sits against the fig tree, broad-shouldered, breathless, a fractured silver signet ring on his left hand. You didn't run. Most people run. I grew up in the Ember Wilds. I stopped running from strange things at age 7. Who are you? Currently, grateful. His name is Xander Crow, the exiled heir of the Velthari Empire, cursed 18 months ago by Chancellor Marin, the woman who poisoned his father and rewrote succession law with his blood still on her hands. Serpent at sunrise, man at moonfall. And each night, some pull he cannot name had drawn him deeper into the wilds, closer to Sarah. I'm not whoever you think I am. The Velthari texts describe a woman who speaks the language of living things, someone who can dissolve a curse woven from imperial blood. They describe her home as the place where ember trees grow without fire. I hate this. I find it somewhat inconvenient myself. They work in careful, cautious proximity. She studying the curse's botanical roots, he teaching her imperial history she was never meant to know. The hours between moonrise and dawn become the most honest either of them has ever been. She sees him exhausted, humbled, stripped of every title. He sees her furious, brilliant, talking to roots like they owe her answers. Xander, one night watching her work, do you ever stop moving? Do you ever stop watching me? Silence, charged and long. No, I find I genuinely cannot.
Chancellor Marin's hunters breach the wilds at the new moon, drawn by a signal fire lit from inside the warden's own post. Sarah's uncle, a man who chose imperial coin over his niece's safety without apparent difficulty. They capture Xander in his serpent form and seal him in an iron reliquary, enchanted iron that severs his moonrise entirely. No transformation, no voice, just a snake, indefinitely, slowly losing the thread of himself. Sarah watches them carry him away, then she sets her herb basket down with extraordinary precision. All right then, she doesn't petition the Empire. She doesn't wait for allies. Sarah walks into Chancellor Marin's fortress and speaks to it. The ivy in the walls, the roots beneath the stone floors, the ancient timber beams holding up the great hall. She asks them, in the language only a true warden's heir commands, to remember what they were before Mare's hands touched them. They remember. The fortress groans, walls fracture along old growth lines, guards scatter as roots reclaim corridors that were once forest floor. Celera finds the reliquary, presses her forehead against the iron. I know you can't answer, so I'll just tell you. I'm not particularly good at this, and I'm terrified, and I came anyway. Because it turns out 4 hours a night with you is enough to ruin a person completely. She speaks the dissolution rite, the iron cracks. Xander, human, gasping, catching himself against the wall, looks at her like she has personally rearranged his understanding of the world. You brought down a wing of an imperial fortress with plans and strongly worded requests. Don't minimize the requests. He laughs, raw and real, and pulls her into him like punctuation. Dawn arrives. Xander does not change. He stands in the courtyard of his grumbling enemy's fortress and watches orange light cross the stones and reach his hands, his human hands, still his at sunrise, and says absolutely nothing for a long moment. How does it feel? Like I'd forgotten what warm felt like. He looks at her. She's already looking at him. The Empire still needs reclaiming. The Chancellor escaped. This is far from finished. I know. You'd stay for the complicated part. I came for the snake. I'll stay for the prince. 3 days later, packing the warden's post to leave for the capital, Sarah pulls up her sleeve to treat a scratch and stops. A mark she has never seen before traces her inner wrist, serpentine, ancient, identical to the sigil on Xander's fractured ring. She finds him immediately. Explain this. Xander goes very still. Something moves across his face, recognition, and beneath it, something carefully controlled that looks a great deal like fear. Where did you read about the twin bound? I haven't. What is the twin bound? He looks at the mark, then at her, then at the horizon, like he is quietly recalculating everything. It means the curse didn't simply break, Sarah. It transferred.